Repeat after me. This is my time. This is my time. Any other time. Fight like mine. I symbolize it. I want people to question what's going on in that building.
There are a number of pivotal moments in an Eagle Scholars experience, two of which are our tie ceremony and our senior convocation, both of which take place in the beginning of the year. These are commitment to excellence ceremonies. The tie ceremony is a commitment to being in full uniform every day and learning what it takes to be disciplined in how you present yourself. The convocation does all those same things, but at the same time, it announces to the world that you've not only qualified to be a senior, you're also preparing yourself to transition to the next phase of life and be the leader that you were trained to become.
I've been in the school since 6th grade, dog. We've been wanting this cardigan for a good. I've been waiting for the day for that.
Make sure you have your ties on every single day except Friday. All right?
My name is Gavin Gove, Eagle Academy Scholar President, class of 2026. I don't think you know the significance of the cardigan until you get it, until it's in your possession, until you put it on.
Welcome to Senior Convocation 2026.
Up until that moment, it don't feel as real as it do until you're on that stage, and until them curtains open, and until everybody see you rocking this gray and gold Eagle cardigan that looks so nice, and it's like you earned that. Like, you don't just get that, you earn it.
Senior Convocation class of 2026.
On the convocation, I felt feeling of pride, knowing that I was able to finally come to this moment in my life. Being able to strive through 6th grade all the way to here, it's about 7 years of my life I've been at Eagle Academy. So knowing that this is finally the day where I've seen all the seniors walk around with their cardigans, I know this was finally me and my peers' chance to get our recognition for being the new year of seniors.
We all feel great now. We did it. We're here. We finally got to this point. All the hard work paid off today.
This cardigan represents a milestone. I first got my tie. I then got my gold tie, the brightest tie. And now I have the cardigan.
You got the president?
Yo, we the last ones left, bro.
Take your time, take care of your goals on what you want to do in your life. Just be and just treat others with respect.
I finally felt like it was official and like really being a part of something other than just a school, like joining like a big giant family.
Ready for three.
Eagle wins it! Eagle wins it!
Ada Williams. Zaire has been on fire in recent games.
For the flash. Take the charge inside, and Trayshawn Shepard
On the floor to beat bigger defenders with his dribble skills.
Watch out, Shaheed Muhammad on the feet. He will drive. Leave it for Morris, who slams it down. Redhawks passing the ball well to Quell Morris.
Name is Eric Acker, class of 2027, point guard. Go Explorers. We ready for a good season.
It was different, really different. I think I was just always around it.
10 years from now, I hope to still be in this seat. I hope we still are a competitive basketball team, but I would want us to be known for is the impact that we had. Like you said before, we're competing now. That's got to be the standard. All the character building stuff that we have to work on right now, the stuff we can control.
A lot of people consider this program to be successful based off us winning games or winning championships, but that's not what I base the success of this program on.
You gotta remember, when you get to school, you're not starting over as the biggest guy on the team. You're not starting over as the best guy on the team. So you gotta do stuff to earn minutes, bro.
I base the success of this program on being able to impact the lives of the young men. Not every kid that comes into the program wants to go to college and play basketball, but once they're with us, we integrate some important things that are necessary in life.
Right? And then you got to think about, if we got 10 seconds, we're only down 2, right? What type of possession do we want to get?
I think we've been able to remain successful because we've established the culture here.
I think culture is the thing that gets you over the hump.
So you mentioned the culture. What is that culture? What is the standard?
I think the standard starts off with
Good evening and welcome to the Nest for this Brooklyn Borough semifinal matchup between the Wolfpack of Canarsie and the Eagle Brooklyn. This is the voice of Eagle, Greg Polius, here with my partner, Shaq Mitchell. Shaq, what's going on, Shaq?
What's going on, Greg? It's playoff time. You know how it gets. The energy is in here. As you see, the crowd starts to file in. Everybody's getting excited. We got one round out the way, so it gets more serious. People start to sweat a little bit more. The fans are more into it. So I'm excited for this matchup, actually.
Absolutely. We have the one-seeded and undefeated in New York City Eagle Academy versus the four-seeded Canarsie Wolfpack, who went 10-4 in the division. So, Shaq, we know during the regular season, Eagles 2-0 versus Canarsie. What do you think Canarsie needs to come in here to do to try to come away victorious?
Well, they are 0-2 in their last matchups, but they're 1-2 in the last 3 matchups. Last time playoff time came around, and the Eagles saw the Wolfpack inside of this nest. Upset City showed up quickly in Brooklyn. So what Canarsie knows is, with the players that return, they know that they can get it done, right? This is able to be done because they've shown it in the city championships. They sent the defending champs home early. So if they can tap into that footage and, but then again, this is a very different Eagle team. So if the Wolfpack can tap into what energy they brought last playoffs, they can find a way to sneak one again.
And you're not wrong, but I will say each year is different, and
Absolutely.
You did point to that. I think the one thing Canarsie is going to need to do, they're going to need to score more than 70 points to even have a chance. Because in the 2 matchup, Eagle averaged 80 points while Canarsie averaged 56. If you can't keep Eagle in that 70 range or you yourself score 70 points, it could be another exit in these Brooklyn boroughs for Canarsie.
Absolutely. The Wolfpack having another big man, a top big man in the city, makes this a very big matchup, too. You had Devin Clark coming off a 23 and 18 rebound game. So, they have someone to throw against the likes of Hunter Frazier, and we're going to see how he combats that and, can he come up on the top of this matchup?
Shaq, it's like we're in sync. So I was just going to talk about that being the matchup to watch. Hunter Frazier last game had 20 and 11.
Absolutely.
So it's a battle of big men here. Hunter versus Devin, and that's a matchup we're going to watch. We always talk about the guard play in New York City, and there are some elite guards on this Eagle team. Doc, his first game against Canarsie, had 28 with 6 threes.
Yes.
And Lee had almost had a triple-double with 24, 9, and 10 in the second game.
Yes.
So we know the guards are going to do what the guards do, but we want to see how this matchup between Hunter and Devin shape up.
There's certain members on this Eagle Brooklyn team that remember from last year. You understand? Jaden Howard, Hunter Frazier, Doc, they all remember, and they made sure that their team is in tune and that they remember, even if they weren't around. So they've done their history, and it's also very tough to beat a team 3 times. So we're definitely going to see how Eagle can respond to that challenge as well.
I think one of the biggest things about this Eagle team that I have enjoyed watching is their resilience.
Yeah.
They tend to get off to slow starts in the first quarter, but once they start figuring it out, it's off to the races a lot of times.
You know, Eagles has a boxing style. You know, they kind of see what's being thrown at them, what's being used to combat, you know, their method of attack, and they adjust. That's what's very mature of this team. They adjust.
Exactly. And this is not necessarily a young team either, but shout out to those live views in the chat. You see the poll. Who do you have? Let us know. And if you know somebody's not in the nest, send them the link, have them tune in.
Almost ready for game time.
41 votes in the poll. Currently it's looking a little lopsided. You wonder if that might change depending on how the first quarter goes.
It's a little early. A couple people be changing their votes. We'll see.
Eagle coming out in their patented home whites, while Canarsie is in their Carolina blues. Some interesting sneaker choices on the court.
It's my first time seeing Canarsie in person as well.
And then Devin, that's going to be a goaltend by Dante Cromwell. And that bucket is going to count for Devin Clark as the big man gets started early. On the court for the Wolfpack, you have P.J. Washington, number 3, Devin Clark, number 4, Christian Marbury, 0, and number 11, Justin Rodriguez. Stays the same way. Usual starting 5 for Eagle here. That's Lee Robinson to inbound with Dante Cromwell, Hunter Frazier, Jaden Howard, and Amir Dockery. Lee gets to the dock. Calls the screen, guarded by Marbury. For 3. Off the side rim. That's going to be a jump ball. It's going to stay the same way. I'm not even going to get into the possession now, Shaq. Just take it.
You know, Cromwell did keep the ball high, but, you know, the length of Canarsie just showed there right there. Ooh. Oh, man.
Doc comes away with the loose ball. Great pass to Hunter. And one. A great job there by Doc, drawing 2 defenders and dropping a dime off to the Lemoyne commit, Hunter Frazier.
I mean, no look. When you're so good, sometimes you don't even got to look. Doc, floor general for Eagle Brooklyn, finding Hunter for a nice, strong finish.
You know what the best part of that finish was? What didn't Hunter do with the ball?
Bring that ball down.
He didn't bring it down. He went straight up with it.
Finding success early.
And gets the friendly roll on a bounce. Completes the 3-point play.
Eagles starting that press. Ooh.
Marbury from 3. Last time he was here, he had 4 threes. And it looks like they're going to get Doc on a hold. How you feel about that?
Listen, refs calling it close. There's three refs, so there's more eyes. So you got to keep your hands to yourself.
Oh. My apologies. Definitely meant P.J. Singleton. My apologies. Marbury Skies. Lee off to Jaden Howard for 3.
Oh,
boom!
Man. Oh, man. Jay Howard still got that touch from last game. He hit 4 threes against Benefit Academy. Another triple for Jay Howard.
Marbury gets back to Singleton. Drives. Doc staying in front.
Ooh.
Great shot right there on the turnaround jumper from Singleton.
Shouldn't have that move, Greg. Oh, my goodness. That's a pro move right there.
Absolutely. Jaden Howard gets it out to Lee. Guarded by Rodriguez. Looking for the screen. Gets the screen from Frazier. Drops it off to Dante. Off the back iron. Singleton gets the rebound. Pushing the pace. Stolen by Lee. Gets into the hands of Cromwell. Doc. Pump fake. Drives. Drops it for Hunter. Another great dime from Doc under the basket.
I mean, he's just so much to corral. You think he's going to shoot, and him increasing his perimeter shooting has made him a threat. And now he can drive and make dishes just like that.
That's a great job by Lee in the passing lane. Doc for three. Boom! Oh, it looks like they called a foul on the ground. I'm not sure if they're going to count the bucket.
There was a foul underneath the basket. They might have PJ or one of the player Wolfpack on the shove underneath the basket. But you're in a different rhythm when you can knock down a tip pass. Greg, that was crazy. The pass was tipped. He still knocked down that triple. Ball's going to remain with Eagle, and that bucket's going to count. Uh-oh.
Doc, again, can't hit. And they're going to get Hunter on the loose ball foul.
And those are the plays that Hunter can't take off. Right there, Clark definitely had Frazier sealed right there. Caught him reaching over the back. Ref's going to take it the other way.
That's number 20, Joshua Henry for Canarsie in for Nolan Makita. Marbury drives. Loses it. Good soft touch from Singleton.
BJ being 6'5", he's not afraid of the outstretched arms of Mr. Frazier. Laying it in softly right there.
Doc, again, off the back rim. Another loose ball foul on a push.
Yeah, it's getting physical underneath that basket right there.
Dylan Leon, instant offense coming in for Frazier.
Got to be careful with these passes if they're Canarsie.
And one as Devin Clark makes his presence felt in the paint.
It's a man's move, Greg. Right there, discarding Mr. Dockery off him for the N1 finish.
It's possible that there was a travel prior to, not on Devin, but I forgot who caught the ball on the wing. But I think they took an extra step. Nonetheless, great move by Devin. Clark completes the three-point play, picking up where he left off on Tuesday night.
Still in that rhythm. Uh-oh.
Henry with the steal. Rodriguez from deep. Tie game.
No,
I'm sorry. Canarsie's up by one.
New leaders. Big shot right there.
And they're going to get Devin Clark on the block.
Yeah, they've got to get let the player catch the ball. Right there, right in his space as he caught it.
Looks like Canarsie's giving Eagle a taste of their own medicine on that press.
No question.
Jay Howe, stop and pop. He's money from that foul line extended range.
His touch from the perimeter has improved so much, and it's so valuable if you're Eagle Brooklyn.
Eagle up by one. Henry guarded by Lee.
Whoa.
And they're going to call a block right there. Looks like on Jay Howe.
Might be Jay Howe's second.
As Clark is going to the line. Clark, once he catches that ball at the foul line, 2 dribbles and he has his way and he's at the basket.
No question. He covers a lot of ground, uses big steps to get to that basket. He doesn't waste time. You saw it from even the tip-off. He's got right to that basket. It was a goaltend, but See how he gets his business done as he hits the first.
I think for me, it's how he uses his body. It's very impressive how he shields the defender from the ball.
And he's never in a rush. You can't hurry him up.
2 of 2 from the line from Clark. It's a good job by Eagle breaking the press. Doc uses the screen. Gets it to Lee. Stop and pop from the foul line. And Lee hits.
Good to see Lee getting his first shot. It's up and in.
Marbury guarded by Doc. Singleton calling for it on the post. And they double immediately. That's going to be a travel.
Ooh. Right there, Lee bodying up on the post. Didn't allow PJ to do what he wanted. You saw the difference from Doc guarding them versus Lee right there.
Definitely. Andrew Gandy checking in for the first time for Canarsie for Marbury. Lee uses the J-Howe screen, gets the J-Howe open for 3. Boom!
J-Howe is in a pocket right now, Greg. His second triple of the game. Eagle leads 4.
J-Howe hit 8 threes on the season. He has 6 in 2 playoff games.
2 games. Telling you, playoffs is a different animal, whole different season.
Gandy gets it to Henry. Rodriguez for 3. Rims in and out. Rebound, Doc. Pushing the pace. Gets it to Dillon. Stop and pop.
Ooh.
Soft touch from the instant offense right there.
I mean, how quickly he pulled up into that pull-up. He looks like he works on that, Greg.
Absolutely. Almost a strong take right there from Henry.
Lost the handle right there, but not letting up.
Henry had a monster game for Canarsie. Last game against Westinghouse, 13 points, 18 boards with 3 assists. That's going to be a backcourt. Oh, got some fans being escorted to their seats right now before we start play. Dillon inbounds Doc, guarded by Rodriguez. Picks him up, gets it to Dillon. J-Howe to Lee. Lee gets in the paint, gets his Doc. Pump fakes, can't hit off the back rim. Rebound Clark. And it looks like it's going to be Eagle ball. Great defense right there from Jaden Howard.
Yeah, it looked like Rodriguez just a little bit too out of control right there, going to the basket. It's going to be Eagle basketball.
Eagle not trying to dribble through the press, but they got to be careful with those lazy passes. Lee in the corner for 3. Boom!
Canarsie almost got the turnover, but that little gap of not completely getting that turnover led to a triple from Mr. Robinson in the corner. Eagle leads by 9.
And here's the thing. Eagle is breaking the press by passing. However, they're going to get in trouble with those lazy rainbow passes because Canarsie is athletic enough to jump those passes a la free safety like.
No question.
Shaq, it was just a 1-point lead for Canarsie. Now it's a 9-point lead for Eagle in a matter of about a minute and a half. How does Canarsie regain that lead?
Well, you got to do what Eagle kind of forces you, not to do, is play mistake-free basketball. And, those couple of mistakes, Eagle has made them pay. And right now they've got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball and converting when they do get the turnover. They can't get almost turnovers. Tip passes are cool, but you're going to have to get those turnovers and score off of them when you're playing against Eagle Brooklyn.
Henry gets to Singleton, pulls up for three. In and out. Doc with the rebound. Dillon for three. Great rebound right there from Dante Cromwell. Mr. Flight 21 himself.
You always got to be aware when that ball comes off the rim for Eagle Brooklyn.
Great take right there from Josh Henry.
Josh Henry with a strong take with the left hand. Dangerous pass right there, too.
Yeah, I would like to see more ball fakes. Dillon for three. Short. Gets his own rebound.
Oh.
That's going to be on the floor. That's a good pump fake right there.
And finish. Luckily, they don't do continuation in high school. That would have been an N1.
Trey Alexander-Andre coming in for Cromwell. Doc guarded by Marbury. Gets to the paint. Dillon on the wing guarded by Rodriguez. Brings it back up, spins. Gets into the paint. In the corner, Lee for three. Boom!
The guards are starting to guards. Dylan Leon spinning off a defender, finding Lee again for a triple, his second of the game.
Clark, swing pass to Rodriguez, back to the top of the key. They're going to get Dillon on the hand check, and they're calling everything.
No, you cannot play defense with your hands tonight. You're going to have to get it done cutting off your defender. The refs are on it.
That's going to be the fifth foul on Eagle Brooklyn, so Justin Rodriguez is going to the line. Justin had himself a good game against Westinghouse as well. 14 points, 6 boards, and 3 assists. So he's another player that potentially to watch.
I believe there's a cut on the hand of Justin Rodriguez, so we're going to have a pause in the action.
28-16. And remember what I said, what the benchmark was for Canarsie. They got to score around 70 points.
Yeah, not on pace right now. Not on pace right now. Still time, though. Got 30 seconds in this quarter. Eagles shout out to that double-digit lead. Starting to, show the separation. But for Canarsie, you got to look to involve Devin. I think he's been the most well-rounded, in this playoffs for them and as well.
The other part of that is if you run plays for Devin, it slows the game down for Eagle who wants to get out and run. Get those wide-open threes within the flow of the offense. And that's how those leads can balloon so fast.
No question. That's exactly how, Eagles built leads all throughout the season. You think you're going, So right here, we're going to show you a couple of highlights from that first quarter. A lot of buckets being scored. Right here, you see Doc getting the handle on it, drawing 2 defenders. They forgot about Hunter Frazier. I don't know how he can when he's 6'8". Getting the left-hand finish, and then PJ showing Doc, I'm just a little too advanced, just a little too big. Knocked down on the
That was silky smooth.
Short corner. That was a tough shot, man. Tough angle shot right there. As Cassius misses that first free throw. I think he's subbing in for Rodriguez for those free throws. He wasn't able to shoot them. Now the Nest making their presence known.
Splits up here. Canarsie in their full court press. They get it across the timeline. Lee guarded by Cassius. Trey sets the screen. Gets it in to Cromwell, I don't know if that's a shot he wanted. Timeout. Coach Kev did not like that offensive set
he didn't
at all.
He was about to rush that possession. Eagle has 7 seconds left. Quick heads up timeout right there from Coach Kev.
So on that play, I forgot who was running baseline, but when Dante got it, he turned. There was somebody cutting baseline.
Yeah.
I think Coach Kev wanted him to drop that pass for the easier shot.
He definitely made right getting his rebound off that shot, but still could have got a better look as a whole.
Number 21, Nolan Makita back in for Canarsie, as well as Justin Rodriguez. Doc steps out. That can't happen on your home court.
Yeah. And it's hard to miss with those neon bright green shoes.
And no basket. After one quarter play, Eagle is up 28-17 over the Wolfpack of Canarsie. But let my man Ray Jarvis tell it, it's the Canarsie Chiefs. And always appreciate those of you tuned to the stream. This live stream from Sage Media Solutions is brought to you by the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army knows sports and fitness. Our world-class athletes compete representing the USA around the world. We know it takes passion, grit, dedication, preparation, planning, a winning attitude, and most importantly, it takes teamwork. We applaud the athletes today, giving it their all to be the best they can be. Want to join a team that makes a difference with unlimited possibilities, full-time or part-time? Visit GoArmy.com or call 1-800-GO-ARMY for more. Shaq, back to the action. Talk to me.
The Wolfpack, I haven't seen a full set ran. They kind of look flustered. They seem lucky or grateful to make it through that press. And, the time they're left with, they're not really capitalizing with. It's causing for rush possessions. It's causing for turnovers. And right now, this led to their 11-point deficit. So I look for them to respond with this quarter.
I agree. Definitely with the quick shots, because as they cross the timeline, there's a lot of times there's still 25 seconds on a shot clock, and they're already putting a shot up. Canarsie to inbound. Marbury gets it to Henry in the backcourt. Guarded by Cromwell. And Doc doing Doc things. And that's going to be a goaltender, and that basket's going to count. Josh Henry doing a little too much dribbling right there.
The prowess right there of Doc. Just knowing when to go charge and blitz that situation. That's high IQ right there.
Ooh, good rebound right there by Doc. Eagle looking like they have numbers. Gets in the lane, drops. Another beautiful dime from Doc to Dante.
Diamond tonight. His third assist in traffic.
Gets to Henry in the post. Working on Andre. Lee pushing the pace behind the back. Can't finish. And Dante's going to go line after getting pushed in the back.
Canarsie starting to get frustrated, if you notice, Greg. Right there, Cassius right there. Kendall Cassius. My apologies. That was Anthony Anderson right there on that last couple possessions. One with the turnover from Doc, and then another forcing it over Trey right there. Canarsie starting to become unraveled right now. They've got to lock in and focus more on his offensive possessions right now.
Yeah, I believe that last play, they just rushed down the court for the floater. Was the lane open? Yeah. So I'm not too mad at that, but you do want to see them run some sets and try not to rush the offense.
Absolutely. When you rush, you're going to play into Eagle Brooklyn's hands.
Devin Clark and PJ back in the game for Canarsie. Great backdoor cut from PJ, but he can't finish. Rebound Cromwell.
Missing a gimme right there, PJ.
Lee calling for the screen. Gets it to Trey. And errant pass right there from Trey. Devin smartly looking behind him, but still stolen nonetheless. Get it to the point guard, Lee. Guarded by Rodriguez. Screen left from Cromwell, doubled. Doc from deep. In and out. It's going to stay the same way.
Donnie is always in the mix when an offensive rebound comes off for the Eagle Brooklyn. It's so insane. He has such a knack for that rebound.
Lead inbound. Gets it to Trey. Turns. The scrump for the ball, and Clark comes away with it. Rodriguez for three. And he connects.
Needed that. Big shot right there from Justin Rodriguez. What a shot. Corner pocket.
It's 2 threes for Rodriguez. Lee for three. J. Howe with the long rebound. Gets back to lead. Coach kept calling for them to reset. And they blitz the screen, and Clark reaches. I think that might be Clark's third.
Yeah, that's why Coach is very upset as you see Clark going to take a seat.
That's huge.
Very heavy. He might have to sit for the rest of this half.
That's Amari Brown Fortune checking in for the first time for Canarsie. Lee gets it to Dylan, who was in for Andre. Back to Lee. Dylan drives, turns, back to J. Howe, gets in the lane, can't finish. Good move, just not a strong enough finish. Lee with the rebound, and he's fouled.
Hustle and effort of the Eagle Brooklyn defense has kept them around. Coach bringing back Hunter and two, probably letting them know to keep from fouling. Might have two.
And you also wonder, is this kind of a cat and mouse game with no Devin in there? Put Hunter back in on the boards. Best rebounder in the 4A.
Absolutely. Now you get a chance to really get some separation if you can capitalize.
It's a good job by Eagle breaking the press. Dylan drives, drops it to Hunter, and somehow they lost track of him down low.
Insane. Way to run the floor, Mr. Fraser.
Doc guarding PJ, hounding him. PJ picks up his dribble, looking to find somebody. And takes a wild, ill-advised shot. What did you see on that possession right there?
I saw the defensive prowess of Dockery, one of the best defensive guards in the city right there. Guarding a way taller defender than him right there.
You're not wrong. Just to add on to that, PJ got to get his teammates involved right there.
Yeah. He got into a little one-on-one with Doc, and it played right into their advantage.
Back to Dylan from deep. Boom!
That is a scary sight when Dylan Leon is firing with a hand up in his face.
Man hit 34 threes on the season. Can't leave him open. Josh Henry for three. Short. Good rebound right there from Cassius.
What?
And Amir Dockery just got tossed. Not sure exactly what happened. Looks like the players got tangled up. I've never seen such a quick ejection like that. There's usually a warning, but I'm trying to understand what was so egregious.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that baseline. Doc might have got tied up with another player, but
we're trying to figure out what's going on here. Both teams are huddled up, referees. Because now I'm wondering, the comments can let me know, if a player gets ejected, does that mean they are not allowed to play the next game? I'm not sure the high school rules. I have to check that. I'm going to look it up.
Trying to see what's going on right now just so we can.
Still trying to figure it out. The nest is ready to explode right now.
Yeah.
Hey. And it looks like one of the videographers went to show the footage, but the refs weren't trying to see it.
I guess they feel like they got a good look at what happened. We'll see what's going on, though.
That's the quickest hook I've ever seen. Now, if it's a double ejection, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though we don't know what happened, there was clearly a tie-up or a mix-up.
Absolutely. Doc's jersey was pulled down.
And we are actually going to get footage of the situation.
I'm assuming
check. I don't know if it's me, but is it me? Or do the other two refs look like they don't agree with what happened?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if they're all on the same page right now.
But it's one of those things where it's one of those things where they're going to stand by their fellow ref.
Yeah, let's see. I'm not sure if Doc is officially ejected. We'll see. I heard the arena clapping, so we'll see.
I have a feeling there's definitely incidental contact. You know, physical game. So, and PJ is now shooting a technical free throw. So, Doc got teed up and ejected, but shouldn't it be a double technical?
Yeah, those should offset and should be continuing playing basketball.
because Doc was tripped up and reacted to being tripped up based on the replay we just saw.
Nonetheless, Eagles going to have to get it done without Doc. Expect Lee Robinson to take on the challenge.
If that ejection stands, somebody just let us know in the comments. Shout out to Jasir Moore. If he's ejected, he cannot play next game. So I'm sure Coach Kev is going to run it up the food chain. We saw the replay, and it did not warrant what the result was.
Not at all.
Now I'm feeling the gym is going to be on tilt. PJ. Dylan picks up his second foul.
Eagles going to have to be smart right here. Canarsie definitely has a newfound motive.
So PSAL refs, by rule, apparently cannot watch video. Lee with the steal. Can't get the finish. Jay Howe there with the cleanup. Josh Henry gets in the paint. Euros, and he's fouled. Good job drawing a contact by Henry.
Great strong take right there from Henry. Frazier might have 3 right there. See what Coach Kev does.
I'm sure Coach Kev will appeal to whoever heads up the PSAL or referee committee based on the call that was made. Henry can't connect on the first. Splits appear. Lee calling the play. Cromwell gets it to Howard. And great soft touch right there. And a good find from Hunter to Jay Howe down low.
Jay Howe's been special this first half. Timely buckets.
Ooh. PJ just doing it on the other side.
Very tough bucket right there over a double team at that.
You notice that Canarsie has now dropped back. They fell back off of that press.
Yeah.
That's going to stay here. That's going to be an over the back. Great box out by Jaden Howard.
Canarsie's in a bonus. Eagles in a bonus, excuse me. They'll go to the foul line off that.
I'll say this. Canarsie is trying to match the physicality here, but they haven't been able to stop Eagle on the other end. That's why it's a 17-point lead right now.
Absolutely. You can try to beat up on, the champs or whatever you want. Or excuse me, the top seed, but at the end of the day, the ball has to go in the basket.
Jay Howe splits a pair. 9 points already this half for Jaden Howard.
Deflection. Quick inbound right there. I think it was deflected.
And that's going to be a backcourt. As Henry and, as Alexander Andre and Dante Cromwell were there on the trap.
Great trap right there.
Lee using his body to shield the defender. Calls for the screen. Drops it to Hunter. Turns. Good pass. And another soft touch.
Same spot, same result right there. Jay Howe is firing on all cylinders, scoring from all levels.
And Jay Howe letting PJ know about it, too.
Absolutely.
From deep. Short. And that's not what you want to do if you're Canarsie. Jay Howe made his bucket, but you don't want to turn this into a one-on-one matchup and you're down 20 points.
They need to score as a cohesive unit and, try to make this manageable for when Clark does return. As another turnover plagues the Wolfpack.
Lee at the top of the key. Gets it to Dante. Swings it to Alexander. Back to Lee. Dante in the corner drives, and he's fouled as he's tripped up. He's going to go line shooting 2.
And that's the downside of being too physical or trying to, match the physicality of a certain team. Then you put them in foul trouble, and, the points still come by way of the free throw line.
And we saw that with Eagle Bronx when they came here into the nest. They essentially sold out on defense.
Absolutely.
The entire first half.
You can be physical with a team that's not good at shooting free throws from the free throw line. This team makes free throws.
The other part of that is what I've noticed. Canarsie on their rotations are a step slow, and that's how you're getting the open buckets underneath. As Canarsie gets in the offense, Rodriguez picks up his dribble, guarded by Cromwell. Great defense right there from Trey Alexander-Andre as he tips the ball out of bounds.
Ball denial.
Good pass. Ooh. And sent away by Andre. And he gets the rebound.
Athleticism.
Showing off that athleticism.
So special.
I think Jay Howe right there is telling Hunter, turn and look at the basket. Getting your triple threat position to make a move.
Yeah, he called it immediately look to pass.
Lee guarded by Gandy. And Gandy's going to get called for the foul. And Lee's going to go to the line.
Slowly but surely, Eagle adding to the lead.
Henry on a rebound on a missed free throw. Hey, splits the double. Ooh. Beautiful move right there from Joshua Henry.
Well, Clyde Frazier would say slicing and dicing to the Baja. Mr. Henry, that was very tough.
Great move. And Andre goes down hard. Trayvon's athleticism is otherworldly. On Tuesday, he caught a rebound and looked like he was suspended in the air. Lee almost comes away with a steal. Rodriguez guarded by Cromwell. PJ pulls it in and out. Cromwell with the rebound. Dante splits. I don't know about that one. I felt like he got rid of it before the travel. What do you think, Shaq?
I believe so too. I feel like that wasn't a travel right there. We'll see though.
I also thought that was very nifty.
Yeah,
dribbling from Cromwell.
That's his point guard days at John Bound. His junior year.
PJ forces shots right now. Canarsie getting a little frustrated. And Lee's going to go back to the line.
All of this frustration is leading the trips to the foul line, digging themselves more of a hole.
One or two from the line for Robinson as Henry gets the rebound. And it's snatched. Jameer Haynes. I believe the refs need to get a little bit more under control here. They went from one extreme to the other.
And then keeps resulting in Eagle Brooklyn at the foul line. Canarsie just getting frustrated. They do have to corral this game, though.
Dante Cromwell, one of the best free throw shooters in the city right here. Finished the season averaging 11, 7, and 4 as he misses an uncharacteristic free throw.
Possession arrow.
.40 seconds left here as Eagle goes to inbound. Gets to Jaden Howard. Dante looking for his point guard. Guarded by Brown Fortune. And he's fouled.
A bunch of frustration fouls. Canarsie has got to get the mental side of this. Fouling will not get you back in this game.
You cannot impede on a deficit when a team is in a bonus and you keep fouling.
They're being way too aggressive.
Cromwell split a pair. Marbury. Good pump fake right there by Brown Fortune. And he hits the jump shot.
Great pump fake right there, knocking it down. Fortune.
Eagle looking to hold for the last shot right here as Rodriguez guards Lee. Gets the screen from Howard. And Lee is going to go to the line shooting two.
Slow to get up, Lee.
Lee back at the line. Misses the first. Giving up a lot of points here late in this second quarter at the line.
Absolutely.
After one half of play, Eagle is up 53-29 on Canarsie. For my partner, Shaq Mitchell, this is the voice of Eagle, Greg Polius. We're going to see you in the second half. Welcome back to the Eagles Nest here. Greg Poley is here with Shaq Mitchell after an eventful first half. Eagle leading 53-29. Shaq, talk to me about what you saw in that first half.
Very physical half from both players, but one physicality leading to 53 points in the first half and the other leading to, tons of free throws given to their opponent. So the Wolfpack has enough time to try to get back in this game. They are down, but they are not out. They've got to play through the players of Devin Clark. P.J. Singleton has got to give them a little bit more. And, we'll definitely see how, they can turn around their fortune, or will Eagle Brooklyn, consider to continue their onslaught to the Wolfpack.
And Eagle Brooklyn trying to stay undefeated in New York City right now. As on the other side of the semifinal bracket, Jeff at South Shore, and Jeff is up by 17 points. So appreciate Joe Smith for that update right there. Want to shout out our almost 300 live viewers on this stream as second half action is about to get underway. Rodriguez to inbound for Canarsie. And Lee gets the steal. Aaron pass. And it's going to stay the same way.
Yeah, I thought that was a risky decision right there. Got to pull that ball out, probably run something, start up a set.
Need a new 35 here on the shot clock.
And the polls right now have got Eagle Brooklyn 78% to win this game.
Good rebound from Jaden Howard.
Ooh.
Another soft touch right there. Jaden Howard just having his way with his mark on his game.
And accepting the challenge of guard PJ. As Marbury couldn't hit that mid-range.
Lee for three. Short. Marbury gets the rebound. That ball was literally coming for the table. I saw it for the moment and left his hands.
Shout out to our producer making a Dennis Rodman save for all the equipment.
Said this equipment is way too expensive. Can't have any ball take this equipment out. Cromwell gets to the top to Jaden Howard.
That's Henry trying to front Frazier. Excuse me, Anderson trying to front Frazier. No, Henry, I apologize.
Henry. Josh Henry gets called for the foul off the ball.
Yes, he's coming out as well, too.
Yeah, Brown Fortune. I believe that's his third. That might be his third.
Yeah.
And stay the same way. I think Lee, especially under the basket, the ball fake will help a lot in freezing the defense.
Yeah. He does makes a lot of good decisions, but sometimes the method of getting it to the player is not always the best right there. As you see, Donnie's trying to get the alley.
PJ gets the rebound. Clark with the mismatch on Lee. And Lee loses it. Jaden Howard wanted to have bad intentions.
Yeah, I thought he was going to the top floor.
Timeout Canarsie.
When it rains, it pours. Jay Howe getting out in transition, stretching Eagles lead to 28.
Jaden Howard is definitely the high man for Eagle Brooklyn right now. He's got to be approaching 20 points at this point of the game. I know he had 2 threes in the first half. Then he had at least 3 of those little soft touch floaters.
Jaden Howard has looked the best for Eagle Brooklyn in the playoffs just far. He seems the most ready.
You know what I love about Jay Howe's game? There's never any panic.
Not at all. He's very patient, and when he does rush, he does run into some trouble. But when he paces himself and he's going at Jay Howe's speed, he is a problem for Eagle Brooklyn. He's easy to forget about because he's not very flashy, but he gets the job done.
Very much so. A la the big fundamental.
Very true.
Not gonna, wow you with, post moves, but he's gonna get to the lane and get to his spots.
Canarsie has their work cut out for them right now.
Good backdoor cut from Marbury. Blocked from behind. Howard gets it to Lee. Lee drives, and he's pushed. Leon in the backcourt. Lee on the wing. Jaden Howard. Lee for three. Cromwell with the rebound and goes straight up with it, and now he's going to the line. This is why you don't bring the ball down.
Yeah, the bigs are learning not to bring the ball down. It's been way too less time, maybe tie-ups during this game. If you haven't had to use the possession arrow as much this game as well, too.
Connects on the first. So I see Brooklyn Tone mention that Queens College has a bigger floor. I mean, I got to say, any of the teams that's going to make it from Boroughs to Queens College is very familiar with that court, so I don't think the size is going to be an issue.
No, not at all.
Rodriguez guarded by Leon on the wing. Drives, gets in the lane. Can't see who the foul is on, but Rodriguez is going to go to the line shooting two. It's a good drive by Rodriguez getting to the rack. Rodriguez misses both. Lee gets the rebound. Pushing the pace. Gets it to Dillon in the corner. Stop and pop. Short. Great rebound right there by Brown Fortune. But Dillon gets in there and gets the steal. And Trey picks up the loose ball. Dillon drives. They reset the offense. Get it to Lee. Onto the top. Trey guarded by Brown Fortune. Dillon from deep. Boom!
Offensive sets are too much for the Wolfpack's defense. They're step slow in their transition. They're step slow on the half court. It's leading to buckets every time for Eagle Brooklyn.
Great outlet pass from Hunter. And one! Lee Robinson using the body and the finish with the scoop from the right hand.
That's just elite guard play from Lee Robinson right there. He catches the outlet, slows himself, break checks PJ. Finishing through contact. Knew what he would do the entire time. Right hand finish. Gets a chance at a charity strike for one more. Beautiful play right there. Can't finish though. He misses that.
Brown Fortune guarded by Lee. PJ loses it again. And Lee finishes with the left hand.
Woo. Lee is activated, ladies and gentlemen.
Rodriguez guarded by Trey. Yeah. Devin with the short. Trey smartly gets it to a guard. I thought Dillon should have kicked that to the corner. Had Lee wide open right there. That's the play. And they call the jump ball. Clark gets the steal on the inbound pass. Good outlet pass, but dribbled off of his own teammate. Looks like it's going to stay the same way.
J-Howe not arguing it. Makes those the Wolfpack's basketball.
Clark faced up by Hunter. Beautiful move, but can't finish. Gets his own rebound. Hunter mistimed his jump right there. Dillon for three. Long rebound. Hunter takes it, and he's blocked by PJ. Shaq, did you see a 30-piece incoming?
No, I didn't. I thought that Canarsie would kind of make this game a little bit tougher, a little bit longer, especially when Doc was removed from the game. But it seems that Eagle is firing on all cylinders right now.
Ooh.
Man.
Lee almost sent this place into a frenzy. And that's going to be a charge on Devin Clark.
And who other than J-Howe in the right spot, right place for that charge. Man, I'm telling you, we would have lost the roof on this place if Lee would have put that putback down.
Canarsie back in their full court press. That putback would have been something. That would have been all over the socials.
Man, Lee has a tendency to go viral in this building, so it wouldn't have been nothing nobody wasn't used to.
Anthony Anderson checking in for Devin Clark, who I believe picked up his fourth foul. Hunt turns and shoots. Nothing but the bottom of the net right there from Hunter Frazier.
You know he loves that turn and face up mid-range. Made it his bread and butter.
Lee for three. PJ guarded by J-Howe. Drives baseline. Turns. Gets it back up top to Rodriguez.
Rodriguez fell hard, taking a while to get up right now.
Justin Rodriguez taking a little long to get up. Went down kind of hard, but he looks like he's all right. It's going to stay Canarsie ball.
Sometimes when you fall that hard, you assume you're going to the foul line, but refs called out of bounds right there.
Well, Lee took it out of his hands. Brown Fortune for three. Short. Good smart play right there. Timeout Canarsie.
Eagles starting to run away with things. Look at Doc being a top-tier teammate. You know, he's been removed out of this game. He's passing water out to his teammates, keeping them encouraged, keeping them motivated, keeping them focused. That's why they look to him as their leader. They can still get it done with him not on the floor. And, you know, J-Howe has made a living at Eagle Brooklyn, being in the right place at the right time. Right here, Devin Clark coming down the hill, not a light hit that you're going to take, squaring up, toughen up. The charge coming from their dog, J-Howe.
So the five on the floor for Canarsie right now. Justin Rodriguez, Kendall Cashes, Amari Brown Fortune, Anthony Anderson, and Anthony Gandy for three. Air ball. J-Howe with the rebound. That's Andrew Gandy, my apologies. Lee, guarded by Rodriguez, gets to Hunter. Turns. A little too much. Tried a little high-low action right there.
Way too much steam on that pass.
Jameer Haynes right now guarding Rodriguez as he checked in for Cromwell. Dillon with the steal on the errant pass. Gets both of them going up and finishes.
Dylan Leon sparking up the nest like he loves to do so well right there. Stopping on a dime.
Almost another steal from the tenacious Eagle defense. And there's the other steal. Dillon can't finish. Gets the lead. Kicks it back. And Lee resets the offense. Guarded by Gandy. And he's going to get the foul. And that is with 2:13 left in the third. Going to be the 5th foul for Canarsie.
Too physical today. Just not been able to defend without fouling. And it's really cost and really hurt Canarsie tonight.
Lee connects on the first. Lee on the season averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists as a sophomore. So it's the sky's the limit for Nebraska.
Man, flirted with a triple-double his first year in New York. Seems he settled right in.
And that's a great job right there from Haynes on his on-the-ball defense.
I mean, sitting low in that defensive stance. Mr. 10,000 hours is what I call Mr. Haynes.
Cash is picking up full court on Lee. As usually when bad things happen to the defenders.
Yeah, no doubt.
Drops to Hunter on the block. Gets it to Jay Howe in the paint. Guarded by Anthony Anderson. Goes up. And flexes on him after that finish.
That's what the weight room does, Greg.
Cassius off the back iron. Rebound. Frazier. Lee pushing the pace. Blocked by Anderson. Ill-advised shot right there. Anderson gets it to Rodriguez. Good pump fake. Air ball. Jada Howard. Good pass. Great unselfish. Is Jay Howard just making the right play?
Man, Jay Howard's been all over the court, hasn't he? Defensive-wise. In the passing lane, in transition.
Brown fortune for 3. Ooh. And he connects.
He said, hold the fame, I need the fortune. A triple beam right there. Oh.
Hunter looked like he wasn't ready, but ill-advised nonetheless. And Dillon with the tenacious defense. And Eagle has this gym going crazy.
Wow.
Even up big, they don't stop playing defense.
The hustle play of Dylan Leon. Yeah, those Eagle chants swimming into the nest now. They're activated. 2 layups from Mr. Haynes has got it done.
2 things are going to get this Eagle crowd going. A big dunk.
Yeah.
Or crazy defensive effort.
Absolutely, and it came from Dylan Leon on that last play. Got on the floor twice right there. Just for a layup.
Rodriguez hits the first. Two of 2 from the line for Mr. Rodriguez. Canarsie back in their press. Jameer for 3. In and out. Long rebound to Brown Fortune. Rodriguez gets the loose ball. Can't hit. Rebound, Frazier. At the end of 3, Eagle is up 78-36 on Canarsie.
And this program is being brought to you by the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army knows sports and fitness. Our world-class athletes compete representing the USA around the world. We know it takes passion, grit, dedication, preparation, planning, and a winning attitude. And most importantly, it takes teamwork. We applaud the athletes today, giving it their all to be the best that they can be. Want to join a team that makes a difference with the unlimited possibilities, full-time or part-time? Visit GoArmy.com or call 1-800-GO-ARMY for more. As you see, these two teams are getting ready to come back out. And Greg, this is kind of the score of the Bedford Academy and Eagle Brooklyn game at the end of the game.
Yeah.
There's a whole other quarter left.
Yeah, and you would expect those scores to be flipped.
No question. You know, for Eagle to be up 40 twice in the last 2 playoff games means that they're definitely on a mission. And if they're able to do this without their, main defensive guard, their floor general, their leader.
Marbury back in for Canarsie. Guarded by Haynes. Good pass to the corner.
Little audio issue.
Somehow the speaker was turned up. All right, now we're back to regular schedule action. Lee gets it to Hunter on the wing. Back to Lee. That's going to be a foul on Marbury.
Yeah, definitely. Marbury doesn't agree, but that's definitely a foul. Running in with 2 hands. And finally, Mr. Clark.
Yeah.
Returning.
I mean, it's a little outreach now.
Yeah, but, that foul trouble limited him. See what he can do in his 4th.
A little bit of a miscommunication there. As it looks like Dylan saw the back door opening up. Mari guarded by Leon. Josh Henry back in. Jay Howe with the rebound. Pushes it to Lee in the front court. A little bit of an errant pass right there. It's going to stay the same way. Lee needs to lead Hunter a little more. That pass was at his feet. You don't want your big trying to catch a pass at his feet.
That pass
got to be in stride to either dunk or lay that up.
He's got to throw it early.
Good pass from Hunter right there.
I'm not sure.
Said he stepped out?
I'm not sure what happened right there.
Clark guarded by Frazier. I mean, the key matchup we weren't even able to see it.
Yeah.
Cashes for 3. And they're going to get Hunter on a loose ball foul. Cromwell back in the game.
That might be 4 on Hunter.
And Hunter got teed up. Must have mouthed off to the ref because that happened after the play. Clark at the line. Clark from deep. Big man showing off the shooting touch.
Yeah, that was for a couple of hecklers in the crowd. Devin extended his range real quick.
Good swing pass to J-Howe for 3. Boom! With an answer of his own.
J-Howe in the defense of the nest, letting them know we talk back.
Beautiful up and under move right there.
Hold
from
the fade.
Amari Brown Fortune. Lee trying to get his Dante Cromwell on. Shout out to our middle school floor cleaners.
Yeah. Those guys been making sure these athletes don't get hurt. We appreciate what they doing. Refs included.
Haynes for 3. Boom!
Three starting to fall often and early in this fourth.
Good pass in the corner to Rodriguez. And looks like Rodriguez going to line shooting 3.
Yeah. Barely was not allowed to land right there. Donnie coming out of.
Connects it all 3 from the line. They wanted Jameer to shoot that. They didn't want him to hesitate. Dillon on the wing. Back to Cromwell at the top of the key. Guarded by Henry. Gets it Jameer open for 3. Short. Brown Fortune with the rebound. Devin Clark bringing it up. Guarded by Jay Howe. And that looks like a foul on Dante Cromwell, and Clark is going to go to the line again. That's a good sub right there
Yeah.
by Coach Kev. Saw Donnie getting a little frustrated. Gets Trey in the game.
Definitely. Running into a couple foul calls. Last couple trips down here.
Short, leave with the rebound. Gets back to Lee. Dillon for three. Boom! Great touch pass right there on breaking the press. That quick release.
Taylor Leon is almost automatic, especially in the nest.
Almost a steal right there. Clark for three. Jay Howard another rebound. And bringing the ball up, doing it all. I would love the PSAL to have a threes made stat. Good pass to the corner. Short.
No, they have threes made, of course.
No. For not threes made when you look at the game stats. When you go look at the stats for the city.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's points, rebounds, assists per game.
Yeah.
Total, but there's no threes.
Made per game. Gotcha.
Yeah. I think threes made and threes per game should be a stat. Just under 4.5 to go here in the game, and Eagle has put Canarsie in the bonus.
Nah, it was a shooting foul right there. Eagles actually in the bonus. Canarsie's got Eagle in the bonus again. For his third quarter in a row.
Trey with the swing pass. Lee thought about the three, brings it back out, looking for the screen. Drives. In the corner for Dillon for three. Short. Brown Fortune with the rebound. Gets it to Josh Henry in the corner. Rodriguez for three. Can't hit. Another big rebound by Jaden Howard. Beautiful move. Too much English off the backboard, though. Good follow right there by Josh Henry. Timeout, Eagle. I think Coach Kev didn't like that they were holding the ball too long instead of swinging. Haynes gets it to Trey. And the crowd chanting for Orion. And they're going to get Jameer Haynes on a foul. Gandy can't connect on his first. Hunter coming in for Jaden Howard. Splits up here. Canarsie still in their press. Eagles staying patient in that press as they break it again. Hunter top of the key. Drops it. They get it to Dylan. Guarded by Gandy. Dylan looking at the post. Swings it high-low to Hunter. Can't quite corral it. Gets a loose ball. Spins on Henry. Right idea, but I think Jermaine needed to cut backdoor instead.
Yeah, making for a better angle on the pass.
Lee for three. Short. Trey with the rebound. Back out to Dylan. Stop and pop. Connects on the mid-range jump shot.
Very tough bucket right there. Dylan didn't settle for the three.
That applause you hear is Orion checking into the scorer's table. That's going to be a block. Trey went sideways instead of staying straight up.
Yeah, he's got to talk to J-How about his charge form. But it gives a chance for Orion to come in the game.
Orion coming in for Lee. Looks like Lee's night is done.
Absolutely.
Hunter gets a tough rebound right there. It's going to stay Eagles ball. This gym will erupt if Orion hits a bucket. Looks like trying to run a play for him right here as Dylan. Jump ball. It's going to be Canarsie because you know why, Shaq?
Possession arrow.
Terrible. Possession arrow is the worst thing in basketball.
Well, hopefully they start doing a jump ball at foul line soon.
Shout out to my man Ray Jarvis, also the gather step.
Yeah, I understand the beef with that.
Candy.
All right.
And this speaks to exactly what we're talking about. Great move because it's legal now. But a lot of people would call that a travel. Orion steps out. This is almost similar to the first game where Eagle won 92-65. That's going to be a backcourt.
Floppy basketball. Most teams of last couple possessions. It looks like if all goes well, Eagle will be victors of this game, and we'll go on to play Jeff. I'm not sure if South Shores could, close that lead, but looking like Jeff and Eagle Brooklyn.
Yeah, good cut right there. Dylan gets the loose ball. Gets to Orion for three. Oh, in and out. Gets his own rebound. Runs into his own player, but Henry gets the finish. All right, Dylan loses the ball. Up ahead to Rodriguez. Smooth finish right there. Kick ball. 20 seconds left.
Probably going to hold for that last shot or no shot. We'll see.
Canarsie still pressing with 20 seconds left. Eagles, most teams will not want to put this in a bucket, but I think Eagles will try to get this basket here because the press still on. Oh, and they're going to pull it out.
Coach saying no shot.
That's going to do it for us here at the Nest.
And stay tuned because we're going to have our post-game Sage Media Standout Player of the Game coming soon.
At the 4 quarters of play, Eagle is victorious and moves on to the Borough Finals, 89-59 over Canarsie. Make sure you stay tuned for the Sage Media Standout interview.
So here we are in the Sage Standout interview, the 2 star players for Eagle Academy. We have Jay Howe with 15, and we have Dylan Leon. Jay Howe with 23, and Dylan Leon with 15. So we're going to start with the senior, Mr. Jaden Howard. Jaden, I mean, it's just been a pleasure watching you your whole entire career. You know, you're kind of the hustle guy. You pick up the bucket, and you carry the pail for Eagle Academy. You do the rebounding, the hard work, but today you really got to shine with the 23 points. How exciting is it to really get a 20-point? You probably had a double-double easy today.
Yeah, it felt good, honestly. I mean, my teammates was finding me wide open. I was knocking down shots. I mean, so it was just easy out there.
And just talk about being a big man in the Kevin Hamilton system. You know, we've seen all the guys before, you know, from JoJo, and, you know, it's a hard position to be. It's always hard on the players, especially in that 5-4 position. So talk about how it is playing under Coach Kev.
Playing for Coach Kev is definitely a hard position, especially at the big man position. You got to do all the dirty work. He's like, he asks you to do everything on the court. So, I mean, that's all I try to do. I just try to give him my all every day. So, Yeah.
Absolutely, and you're a crowd favorite at the Nest, of course. Another crowd favorite, Dylan Leon, man. Every time you come off the bench, it's electric. You provide whatever the team needs, whether it's scoring, which it usually is, or if it's a hustle on defense. So talk about your impact off the bench.
I know every day I got to come with energy. You know, the guys count on me for energy every day, and day in, day out. Coach Kev even said it. Like, that's what they expect from me every day, so I just come, make sure I bring energy.
And let's talk about today's game. You know, it was a bit scrappy at first, but you guys really pulled away, and it was a big part from you coming off the bench with your scoring. So talk about your play today.
I think I played really well. You know, I didn't play really rattled. I picked up 3 dumb fouls, but it was like I knew that once Doc, you know, got that little tech or whatever ejection, I knew that I needed to step up and, you know, really come in to help the team.
Absolutely. So we're going to leave the last question to the senior, Jay Howe. Listen, we know that you guys won the city championship, but this unfinished business, you weren't able to get that Brooklyn Borough Championship last year. So talk about the team's mentality going into that Brooklyn Borough Championship on Saturday.
Our mentality was just take it day by day. So that's what we've been just trying to do, getting up shots, making sure, going through all the reps, going through all the plays. We've just really been putting in our work. I mean, there's not much to say.
Absolutely. So Eagle Academy, they're going to be on one side of the bracket in the Brooklyn Borough Championship. This is Andre Johnson for Sage Media Solutions, signing out. Thank you, Zoe.